G'day, legends! Today we're diving into Pennsylvania's most haunting and fascinating ghost towns. Sometimes the wildest places aren't jungles, they're the towns people left behind, where every crumbling wall has a story. We'll walk through living history, uncovering tales of boom, bust, and everything in between. This isn't just about spooky stories, it's a real exploration of places on the edge of vanishing. So grab your gear and join me as we discover burning towns, royal hideouts, and more. Let's get into it. First stop, Centralia, Pennsylvania, a place that's earned its reputation as one of the world's most dangerous beauties. At first glance, it looks like any other small American town. But beneath the surface, something extraordinary and terrifying is happening. The ground here literally breathes smoke. That's because deep below our feet, a coal mine fire has been burning non-stop since 1962. For over 60 years, this underground inferno has raged unstoppable, turning the earth into a smoldering, unpredictable hazard. The fire's relentless advance forced the entire town to evacuate. Imagine waking up one day to find your home sitting on top of a ticking time bomb. Hot spots, sinkholes, and poisonous gases making it impossible to stay. Roads buckled and cracked, the ground grew dangerously hot to the touch, and toxic gases like carbon monoxide seeped up everywhere, making the air itself a threat. Warning signs and barricades are all that remain to keep people away from the most dangerous spots. What was once a lively, close-knit community with schools, churches, and bustling streets became a real-life inferno. Homes were abandoned, businesses shuttered, and memories left behind in the rush to escape. The famous graffiti highway, once a main road through town, is now buckled and split from the relentless heat below. It's become a canvas for street artists and a symbol of Centralia's strange new identity. Nature is slowly reclaiming everything. Trees and weeds push through the cracked pavement, swallowing up what's left of the old grid. The town's layout is fading, replaced by wild growth and silence. It's a silent, ongoing battle between the underground fire and the encroaching forest. The line between destruction and renewal is blurred here, with green life pressing up against scorched earth. The air is thick, heavy with the scent of sulfur and the weight of history. Every step feels like walking through a living memory, haunted by what once was. Imagine the families who had to leave everything behind: photo albums, toys, and generations of memories, all left to gather dust in empty houses. Yet, against all odds, a handful of residents refused to leave. These true legends clung to their homes, determined to stay atop a burning earth, even as the world around them vanished. They're the last living part of Centralia's story, guardians of a town that's become a legend, their resilience as remarkable as the fire itself. As we leave, smoke still curls from the ground, a constant warning, a strange spectacle, and a memorial to the power of nature and the fragility of human ambition, all rolled into one. Centralia stands as a living, burning example of how quickly our world can change. It's a place where the past and present collide, and where the future remains uncertain. What a wild, unforgettable place. An absolute ripper of a ghost town. Centralia is a haunting reminder that sometimes the most fascinating places are the ones we're forced to leave behind. Next up, Concrete City, a place that looks like it was plucked straight from a post-apocalyptic movie set, yet it sits quietly in the Pennsylvania woods. This isn't your typical ghost town. Instead of wooden shacks or brick buildings, everything here is made entirely of poured concrete. Blocky, imposing, and strangely futuristic for its time. Back in the early 1900s, this place was a bold experiment, built as fireproof housing for coal workers and their families. The idea was to create a safe, modern community that could withstand the dangers of coal country, especially the ever-present threat of fire. But the reality was far from ideal. These concrete homes turned out to be cold, damp, and downright miserable to live in. The thick walls trapped moisture, making the interiors feel clammy year-round. Plumbing was a constant headache. Pipes froze in winter, leaked in spring, and repairs were nearly impossible. By 1924, just over a decade after it opened, the entire project was abandoned, left to the elements. Now, nature is reclaiming every inch. Vines snake up the walls, moss creeps across the floors, and trees push right through what used to be living rooms. It's as if the forest is slowly erasing the human footprint, one leaf at a time. Walking inside these ruins feels like stepping into another world, open to the sky, with graffiti layered over decades of history. The silence is broken only by the wind and the distant calls of birds. Concrete City is a modern ruin, a failed vision of the future, now being slowly swallowed by green. It's a haunting reminder of how quickly our grandest plans can fade. If you listen closely, you can almost hear the echoes of families who once called this place home, the laughter, the struggles, the dreams that filled these now empty rooms. Today, Concrete City stands as a monument to forgotten ideas, a surreal playground for explorers, photographers, and artists who find beauty in its decay. Even our most solid creations are only temporary. In the end, nature always wins, reclaiming what was once hers. Concrete City is proof. What a spot. Now for something truly different. Eckley Miners Village, a ghost town that's been carefully brought back to life. Nestled in the rolling hills of Pennsylvania, this village stands as a time capsule, transporting you straight into the heart of the 19th century. Eckley is a living museum, meticulously preserved to show exactly how coal miners and their families lived in the 1800s. Every building, artifact, and pathway tells a story of daily life, struggle, and hope. Back then, the company owned everything: your house, the store where you shopped, even the church where you prayed. Life revolved around the mine, and every aspect of existence was controlled by the company's rules. Life was incredibly tough and completely tied to the mine. Miners faced dangerous conditions underground, while families above ground coped with uncertainty and hardship. The restored buildings here aren't just relics. They tell a powerful story of hardship, resilience, and the enduring will to survive against all odds. Step inside a miner's home and you'll find simple furniture, coal stoves, and the humble belongings of families who breathed coal dust every day. These rooms echo with the laughter, worries, and dreams of those who once lived here. Immigrants from all over Europe, Irish, Welsh, Slovak, Italian, and more, came here chasing the promise of a better life. They brought their cultures, languages, and traditions, weaving a rich tapestry of community in this rugged place. The history here is thick with struggle and rebellion. Eckley was the backdrop for the story of the Molly Maguires, a group of miners who fought for justice and workers' rights. Their legacy of resistance still echoes through these streets. Today, Eckley isn't silent. It's alive with the voices of guides, the laughter of school kids, and the passion of those dedicated to preserving its story. Every visitor becomes part of the living history. This village stands as a tribute to the human spirit and the will to survive. It honors the sacrifices and dreams of generations who built their lives here. Eckley is more than just old buildings. It's a living testament to grit, determination, and the enduring power of community. Here, history isn't just remembered, it's felt, experienced, and kept alive for future generations. Deep in the bush, we find Rausch Gap, a true ghost, hidden in the woods. Once a bustling railroad town, now it's just whispers and ruins. You hike through thick forest, following old railroad beds and searching for clues. Stones mark house foundations, cellar holes hint at vanished families. The cemetery is the most haunting remnant, leaning headstones, many for children, tell of a hard life. Nature's sounds have replaced the town's bustle. Only Rausch Creek remains unchanged. The town died when the railroad moved and the coal ran out. The forest reclaimed everything, erasing nearly all traces. Exploring Rausch Gap is a lesson in humility, how quickly our world can vanish. It's not grand ruins, but subtle hints and quiet echoes. A beautiful, peaceful, and wild place. Next, an unbelievable story. French Asylum, a secret hideaway for French aristocrats fleeing the Revolution. Built in the 1790s, it was meant to shelter Queen Marie Antoinette herself. They built log houses, a chapel, a theater, and even a grand palace for the Queen. But the Queen never arrived. She was executed, and the dream faded. By 1803, the settlement was abandoned, its nobles scattered. Today, almost nothing remains, just a meadow, a few markers, and a small museum. Archaeologists find fragments of high society life, china, glass, buttons. It's a place for imagination, silk dresses and powdered wigs in the wilds of Pennsylvania. French Asylum is a romantic, tragic tale, a lost dream on the riverbank. Check out Yellow Dog Village, a ghost town with a second chance. Named after the yellow dog contracts miners signed, it was built for limestone quarry workers. When the quarry closed, the village emptied and fell into decay. For years, it was silent and forgotten, nature creeping in. But now, a private owner is restoring it as a time capsule, not a suburb. Some houses remain frozen in time, others are being carefully stabilized. You can even stay overnight or join a tour, history and ghosts paying the rent. Every dollar goes back into preservation. Yellow Dog Village is a living project, a testament to one person's passion for saving history, proof that even when a town dies, its story can go on. Our last stop, Alvira, a town erased by war. In 1942, the government seized the land for a massive TNT factory, forcing families to leave in just 30 days. The Pennsylvania Ordnance Works transformed farmland into a military complex, building 149 concrete bunkers. The original town was bulldozed. After the war, the land was sold off. Today, the woods are dotted with grass-covered bunkers, silent, brooding reminders. A few cemeteries and stone foundations remain, along with daffodils blooming where gardens once were. Alvira's story is a sobering reminder of the hidden costs of war, a community sacrificed and nearly forgotten. Among these silent bunkers, you feel the weight of history. A ghost town created not by accident, but by design. What an adventure! From burning Centralia to lost French dreams, Pennsylvania's ghost towns are unforgettable. Exploring these places connects us to the stories and souls of the past. If you enjoyed this journey, please subscribe and share. It helps us keep these stories alive. Your support fuels our passion and keeps the channel ad-free. Let's build a community of adventurers preserving history, one ghost town at a time. Thanks for watching. Legends. See you on the next one.